Whatever happened to Frazier?
Nobody really knows. I lost track of him. I did have him on my Facebook for a while, but I lost track of him myself.
I mean, that was the kid's favorite player, and of course Mahfouz, especially that second year where we had them concussions after the championship.
Yeah, the concussions that year was few and far between, but there was a few players that ended up with a pretty bad one at that point. But a lot of what I did was just keep the guys healthy, keep them going, and doing what I can to keep them going. The hardest part as one of the medical trainers was just to let the guys know that I'm not there to take them out of the game. I'm there to, keep them in the game. And I got to give a big shout out to the part of my team that was there that year, Courtney Brown, who was the masseuse. And she was a huge help with these players that year.
Well, before we start jumping into this, you kind sir that just got invited. I know who you are. All three of us know who you are. But does the world know who you are?
It's a scary place for where I'm at, but my name is John Goodrich. Give you a little bit of my background. I was a 17-year firefighter paramedic out of New York. I spent a lot of time using that up until my firefighter career ended, and then I put my career to work working with the juniors in the junior hockey leagues, NAHL, and then I did it here with the Prowlers as well. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I'm still part of the hockey family, but no longer doing the trainer thing.
Okay.
So
you took your skills and your training, and you just what's the second favorite thing you?
Pretty much. When you get to know the game, how it's played and everything else, you'll get a little bit more insight on it, and then you get to enhance your training, like I did, learning different techniques to help recuperate an athletic player back to health. With different stretching techniques and stuff like that. And like I said, Courtney Brown was a huge help for me with that. And I really enjoyed it. She was great. And the players really enjoyed having her there.
That's awesome. Now, you said before you were part of the 2016 championship run.
Correct.
What was that like compared to now? I know you're off ice official, correct?
Yeah, I'm doing the off ice officiating. I'm the clock operator for McMorran right now. But during my time as a trainer, you have a lot more responsibility, a lot more you have to deal with, and it's kind of like my firefighting career. It's one of those you never know what's going to happen, and you just got to be ready for it no matter what.
Huh. Now, could you say? I'm gonna put you on the spot when I ask this.
He's
Andy and Justin are probably gonna laugh. From your time in 2016 when we won the cup, you think this team is capable of winning the cup? Because it's been a hot topic. Us three have been talking about it since a couple weeks ago.
Well, the way I see it, we've got a lot of work to do still. The potential is always going to be there. If these guys put their nose to the grindstone, I think they could. I think we're trying to get some of the lines figured out, and I think they're doing a good job of getting there. Again, still got a little bit of work to do, but I think we can make that happen.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what your thoughts were on that, but I think that we started out that 2016 season the same way I think we are right now. It was a little rough to begin with, and then they made the adjustment and made it work.
Yeah, I mean, like I think Andy was kind of hinting at Justin and I, like 2016 team is kind of mimicking the 2020 and 2026 team per se. I might have that back, but I think you get that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, they're kind of looking like the same team back then versus now.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Like I said, we're starting out in the same aspect. Again, we still got a little bit of tweaking to do, and but yeah, we have the very much the potential to make that happen.
Do you see a size different from 2016 to now?
A size different?
Yeah, with the defensive.
Yeah, our
size.
players are a little bit shorter, but we've got a lot more. But we've got a lot more speed on our side.
Yeah.
We got youth on our side. So I mean that in itself, if you were here for a lot of the junior teams when we were playing, you'd see that we were right Johnny on the spot, and the guys were hustling, they were moving and kicking butt. Look at Anderson. That kid is nonstop.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the stuff that we're looking for. And if we can keep exactly, if we can keep those guys motivated and keep them moving, there should be no reason why we should not make the championship team.
Yeah, I mean, Justin and I were talking earlier. Like, you got Anderson, you got Bobby Price, and you got that first line out there that I call them Speedy Gonzalez because they're speed now.
Oh yeah, they're just rocking and rolling. They're wheels on skates here.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
Here's with the comparison between 2016 and now. We're missing the dominating force. We had some speed back then in 2016 as well. But what we're missing is that big back, that big boost, little stature. He can still throw hands. That's not. But I think that we're lacking to step up and answer the bell. He can do it. He can do it. He can set the tone. But we.
Well, we got stuff.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You were cutting out there. I thought you were done.
You're cutting out, Andy. You don't know what's going on.
A lot of what I see, I see we have another Mafus on our team because he's always seems to be in the right place at the right time. And the kid can skate. Holy crap, can he skate? And can he move that puck? And we all know who I'm talking about, right? Reggie.
Reggie?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Reggie. See, I didn't even lean towards Reggie. Lean towards Reggie.
You can tell by watching somebody. I don't know if anybody remembers Logan Lambden from the Fighting Falcons. That was another kid that I could see that could skate like nobody else can. He can move, he can curve, stop, and go when and it's just those little things that you'll pick out if you've been in the hockey world long enough. You'll be able to pick those out and see that. And I see that in Reggie, and he's always seems to be another Mafus where he's always in the right spot at the right time. Look what he did last year. I mean, he's fighting a little bit of injury this year, but I mean, there's no reason why he can't do it again.
Very true.
So I don't know if Andy knows this answer, but John probably does. Who was the toughest team the 2016 Prowlers faced to get the cup? Oh, he said, "Ooh." I mean, obviously, most of the teams aren't here anymore, right? They're all new
right.
teams.
Yeah, they're all pretty much new teams. Well, I would probably venture to say it'd be the team we were up against in the championships because I don't know if you remember that one year when they dropped the puck, all 5 of them decided to drop their gloves and sticks and start fighting.
I've seen that on YouTube.
Yep.
That's the way to start.
And what team was that they beat for the cup?
Oh, you would ask me that. Oh my God.
Or anybody, Andy?
I want to say it's not the Whalers, Danbury Whalers, Danbury Titans. The hunt was over.
Was it Danville?
Danbury Titans, who we beat in the finals to win it.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, I think you're right. Because they put their 5 fighters out on the ice and for the opening face-off. And all these guys did was curl up, and those 5 got their fight for fighting, and bye-bye. It was great.
Hockey IQ of a genius.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking then.
Here's a tough question for John, because John's always at center ice. I can never get downstairs at center ice because Dave won't let me down with Uncle John.
Because you're a bad influence. Anyway.
Whoa!
Smart man.
We were talking earlier in the live before we got you on, because we do a recap, which we probably are going to do with Andy and John. If you want to stay for it, you can. What's it going to take for Matt Graham, Chris Paulin, and the team to beat the Black Bears this year, to eliminate them from playoffs?
The biggest thing that I see right now, and think back to the few games that we actually beat them. Okay. What did we do?
Beat them this year, right? We beat them this
exactly.
year.
Yeah. Think of what we did to beat them in those games. We hustled. We actually started finishing our checks. We were more of a physical team. By being that physical team and taking them off of their game is going to be that one key that's going to be helping us to beat them. That's what I think. We've got to be more physical. We got to, take them off their game. That's the biggest key.
They are definitely a team that like to get physical.
Well, I know last year when we beat them in McMorran, before we went and lost 2 straight, when they were at McMorran, most of their starters were scratched. Do you remember that, Andy?
At the same time, I think they still had Kirby was in the lineup.
But they didn't have CJ Stubbs. They didn't have Tyson Kirby. Did they? Oh, I guess the wife says she chimes in on the live and says they did.
They did have
What we did was we were physical. We laid the body. Once you get in their head and you start finishing them checks on them superstars that they have, they're just normal men. If you push them around enough, they're gonna cower down because they don't like it. Nobody challenges them like that.
And exactly.
The speed and tenacity only goes so far, but when we match that speed and tenacity and we get physical and we stay on Proctor's hockey, we're an unstoppable force again.
Exactly.
That scouting report.
That in those games that we lost, you can actually tell the differences in the way they were playing. I mean, some of them kind of seemed to be still home sleeping, kind of. Their moves weren't there. They weren't hustling, and it almost looked like street hockey at the point.
Looked like we were watching the Timbits out there. They weren't hitting. They were letting them get them. There's nothing we could do.
Yeah, no forechecking, no finishing your own checks and stuff like that. By finishing those checks and laying them up against the board, they're going to be thinking twice about letting you get near them.
Yeah. Like I'm looking at their schedule now. We don't play them until February.
Now, speaking of their schedule, I don't know, John, if you looked at their schedule. I've been looking at the schedule for Prowlers and stuff. The Black Bears have it easy the rest of the season. I think they played the Wolves 8 times. They play Danbury 5 or something like that. But they don't come back this way till February. They play us at home, which could make a difference because you're in McMorran.
Right.
But the way they score, and I think I stressed this enough earlier, Andy, you'd have to go back and we'll talk about it later, but the only way they win games is on power plays. And John, you're down there, you know that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I mean, if they can control the amount of penalties that we can get, I mean, that's the biggest thing. Some of the penalties that we took playing those guys in the games that we lost were just foolish penalties. Penalties that should never have happened. Now, there were some questionable calls by the refs. I'm not going to lie. But I mean, that's here nor there. We got to take their word for it. But, I mean, we can play our best game with very few penalties.
Yeah,
And I think that's what we have to do.
look at today. We had 8?
Yeah, I didn't count them, but yeah.
And this weekend, the Port Huron Prowlers themselves, I think it's the first time, John, as off-ice officials, we could say that the Prowlers played good hockey because they weren't in the box.
Right. And not only that, did you happen to see all the setups that they had for those goals that they made? The setups were there. They were passing the puck, making quality passing, and setting each other up the way they needed to be, and boom, in it goes. That was half the battle right there in itself.
They were there for the lead. They set themselves up for Bobby Price off the box.
Crashing the net. They crashed the net twice last night and scored.
Yeah, that's what they did today too.
You know it wouldn't get reviewed in McMorran Arena because, well, how often does it get reviewed when they crash the net?
The only time it gets questioned is that I've seen so far, even at McMorran, is if the referees are not sure.
And I don't think that referee was sure last night either. He didn't. He gave it to Luke James, but I don't think Luke James touched the puck.
Well, I gotta tell you, and I'm not tooting our horn at McMorran, but
right.
I think we've got one of the best off-ice crews in the league because we actually go through and video replays. We go through all that stuff just to see make sure every call is correct. And if it looks like somebody's touched off or tapped it or whatever, we will actually make that known.
And I think that's what I explained to you, Richard, with the video review upstairs, which I'm supposed to be doing, but a lot of the guys are off. When John and them called up, they just give us what the refs say. That's when you go to the computer, you review it, and you can change it. Doesn't matter what the refs say after that. You can change it, and then before they announce it. So he is right, though. The video cameras, the video reviews, I notice a lot of teams in this league don't have what we have to be able to review goals and see exactly who scored. I don't think Danbury has overhead cams at all.
Well, they're required by the league.
That is true. But last year, I know they didn't have it. Neither did Motor City.
At this point, I get what John's saying. You guys actually, the off-ice officials, take the time and correct when it comes to goal scored, stuff like that.
Yeah, we're just going to verify the information that was given, and if it's not correct, we'll make the necessary corrections and then make it known to the officials down below.
Yep, you're very thorough with we'll call it the investigation behind each.
We try, right, John? My next question, John, is: so do you think I guess from 2016 to now, who had it tougher to win the cup? I guess you could say.
Who had it tougher to win the cup?
Yeah, like when the Prowlers won the cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Were the teams that we have now, were they like that back in 2016, or did they have? Was it a little easier to win?
No, it was not. It was probably just as tough this year as it is then, because if you notice, take a look at who did we lose to?
What,
the Sentinels.
Then?
The Sentinels, the freaking Sentinels, and and yeah, exactly.
You had to bring that up, John.
To lose to those guys, they're a last place team, and if we're not on our game, that just reverts back to my previous statement. If we're not on our game, look what can happen.
Yep.
So, it basically should tell somebody something. Holy crap. We gave 3 of their wins because we weren't on our game.
If you look back at 2016, which Andy and John were around for that one, I wasn't, and you look at the team now, again, I go back to South. Port Huron, their defense alone towered pretty much anybody that stepped in front of them.
Oh yeah, we had Ryan Devine. We had Justin Skinner. Two big bastards that were. Oops, sorry.
No, you're good.
Two big boys that don't mess around. They weren't afraid to mess around. Ryan Devine, he's in the big leagues today because of his abilities as an enforcer. And we had that. We had guys that were kind of afraid of us after they got done. So I mean, we got some fighters, but not like that.
I think last year's team kind of mounted up to that too. I mean, you think about it, you had Adam Hines, Tucker Scantleberry, Dan Chartrand, John. You put them in the box before. They'd go right back out and drop the gloves again if they had to.
Oh yeah.
This year, I mean, you have people that will back people up, but it's not. You got Jamie Bussell, probably one of your biggest scrappers on the ice this year.
Yep.
We have.
Andy, I mean, I know you want to say something.
We passed on the size for the speed, and just like how you just said, yeah, we got Buck, we've got B-Way. Those are our two guys to where if something needs to happen, we need a retaliatory. They're going to come out. They're going to do it. They're going to put it on the team. They're going to put the team on their back, and they're going to throw the man. But that's where I get into I'll get a little judgment on Grammer and Paulie for Flipper go. Not Schlapp was one heck of a player on the ice, more than just them hands being thrown. If you watch anything with him playing in Biloxi, I think that would have been a missing link that if we would have kept around, or even Spinelli. Spinelli, actually, who taught him how to fight was Buck. If you've seen how him and Buck went at it at McMorran when we played him, when he was still for the Sentinels, that man got some fast hands. We just got to find that missing link, I think, on our defensive end that's going to be an enforcer with some size. And I think we should have no problem going all the way.
Do you think that's what they're waiting for? Do you think they're waiting? Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a coach. I'm not a head coach or owner or whatever. But is there like a free agent chart that coming down? Like, hey, if this guy hits the waivers, we're picking him up because he's our enforcer. Is there something like that or no?
There's obviously the free agent pool, which they can all go through. But what I think what they're waiting for is like last year when we added in strike line and stuff like that. I think we're waiting for the NCAA, the Division II, Division III, maybe even a D1 player to come up, and we're going to bring them in just like we did players last year.
What happened?
He froze.
Andy! We lost Andy!
Yeah, he's got some big time.
His Wi-Fi is definitely screwing up.
Well, I would venture. Let me throw this out there. You know, with the ECHL, the way they were going on strike and everything, but I see that they're going back to work now. But I would say we would probably try to get some of those big boys coming in there. But it's all over with, so there's not a chance of that happening now.
When is their season's over?
It's before ours is over.
Yeah, for some reason, us in the Fed, we start a little later than usual.
So let's go hypothetical here. Let's see Allen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys know where I'm going with this. Let's say Allen doesn't make it to the playoffs, and Simmons is just sitting there. Would Paulie and Graham pull the trigger on him? Hey, you're coming back Fort Huron to play, and you can do whatever after the season? Or what?
I don't know if we still have his rights or not.
We do own his rights still.
We do? Okay. If we still own his rights, then yeah, we can pull him back down if they don't make it to the playoffs. But if he's still got a season or some time left to play, I mean, I don't know if he would be coming back or not.
Welcome back, Andy.
So, John,
Did
you ever travel? You traveled with the team, obviously, right?
Only when I needed to. Most of the time, I did it for home games. Back in those days, back in 2016, the trainers didn't have to go with them.
Well, I know Bridget does all of them, so
the home team was basically one that supplied the trainer for both teams.
okay. So when you did go with them, do you have a funny bus trip?
A funny bus trip? No.
No funny bus trip. Oh man.
We did find out who snored and who didn't, but other than that,
And you were number one?
no, I kind of just kept to myself in the corner.
So
But
was there a lot of pranks played with the 2016 champions? Through the locker
well,
room?
well, let's just say the day we won the cup, that locker room was in shambles. Oh my gosh! I mean, they jumped on tables. They hooted and hollered, champagne everywhere. Yeah, it was just a nonstop party at that point.
The champagne on the ice thing was the first time I ever seen that.
I seen it pushed out. What was it, in a cart or something? And they pushed it out in the cart to collect all the gloves.
Yeah, they just collected equipment at that point.
Nobody cared where it was at after that.
Nope. We did have I don't know if anybody remembers them. Harris was another one of our enforcers.
Who? Casey Harris?
Yep. He was a cool guy. He was a real cool guy.
Casey Harris was an enforcer for the Beacons too, correct? Yes.
Yep.
Do you think Matt Graham signs him to become an enforcer in the playoffs?
Matt Graham to be an enforcer?
No, to bring Casey for an enforcer for a night.
No, I don't see that.
His time has passed. Greg's the left contract guy, but he can't go out there and throw him with these young boys.
So here's the question that I have between me and John. The Prowlers this year win the cup. Do you think Chris Paul and Matt Graham and them should buy the off-ice officials a championship ring if we were to give them $100 down?
Well, these rings are a whole lot more than $100. But I mean, that would be something you might want to confront or ask the owner about, not Matt Graham.
I'll have to ask Ken on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a gentleman, he comes from Binghamton all the time. Sits right in front of us for some reason in Section 9. God help him every time he comes. But he has a championship ring. He has two of them sitting on his hand. And I did get to talk to him before he decided to hate us. Those things are very, very pricey. And that's what he reached out to ownership and he said, hey, look, I'm a season ticket holder. How do I get my hands on one? He said, pay up.
Yeah.
So realistically, because Dave and I were talking, and we would like to get Ken to, even if we have to pay half.
You'll be paying.
Well, that's going to depend on what half is.
Yeah.
First, we got to get there, right? We got to get there first.
Of course, yeah. We got to get there, yeah.
But
Yeah,
Richard,
I think my ring came to me 2 months after we won.
oh, wow. I can't wait that long. I'll be pacing the house every day waiting for it.
How do you think I was doing? I was sitting there watching that mailbox there every day. But I sat there one day with Graham in the box, and I says, he said something about the winning the championship. I says, yeah, I think I'm the only one left in the building that's got one of these. And I held my hand out, and he goes, oh, nice.
As he puts his head down and goes, shut the, you know what up.
No, he's probably thinking, yeah, we definitely got to get one. I could see the eagerness in his eyes when I showed it to him. I mean, we've been there 10 years and we only got one championship. Yeah, we need to do something about that.
Yeah. I mean, we basically all can agree what needs to happen and should happen is two different things. I mean, we all agree that we need an enforcer, right? We have the speed.
I think what we were lacking last year was ownership. And
Well, I mean, there was a lot of years that we didn't have an actual coach on the bench.
Right.
We had player coaches, and it's very hard to from Joe Pace to Matt Graham. It's very hard to do that without an actual set of eyes on the bench with a guiding the players on what they should be doing.
Or if you're sitting in the penalty box because you're a coach and, well.
Or thrown out of the game. But the Pace was notorious for that.
Yeah.
Yep. We didn't have a penalty box. We had a Joe Pace box.
Which we still do if he ever comes back.
But yeah, I think we can. I still think we can do it. I'm keeping all the faith in the boys, and I think if they're eager enough, we can get it.
I mean, I've been saying it every year since going back to Port Huron and then becoming an off-ice official. Like, this is our year. This is our year. This is our year. Because you feel it and you feel it and then you see it. Like last year, they were so close.
Mm-hmm.
So close. But I think having ownership in the building and Ken Andrews in the building and being, right there with the team 24/7 pretty much is going to help them get to where they got to go.
Well, it's not so much just Ken. It's having Ken and Paul there behind the bench and guiding the guys. Matt and Alex's job is basically the stuff behind the scenes. But now when you're on the ice, you're a player.
Yep.
And you're not a coach. You're not this. You're not that. You're not this. That's it. You're a player. And now it's time to put your head right where you need to be on that ice.
Do you think it's Matt Graham's last year, John?
I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. I don't see that anymore.
Like, nope.
Because you can see the aggression that he still plays, how he plays. And that's something, once that starts to go away, then maybe, yes, I can say yes, that might be his last year, but I don't see that happening this year.
No. I agree with you, John, 100%. He's got too much gas left in the tank. He's got too much to give out on the ice still.
Yep.
They still got a championship ring to win, so I think until he does that, he's not going to retire.
I still remember one time hearing him say, when he was in the box, it's just, why can't we get a crowd involved? And the past few years have been amazing. I mean, 1,800 people, 2,000 people. Holy crap. Now we got.
Don't take habit for all that. We see your empty seats over there still.
The first numbers are where it's important, because that's the ones where Everett Thompson sure can't get a son of his head.
John likes when my kids come. John loves when my kids come.
Yeah, because they remind me so much of you.
Well, that's great.
Like that with John down there.
Yeah. Well, any more questions for John?
I'm going to kick it old school on you, John.
Uh-oh.
So you the NAHL, the NAHL. So obviously Fighting Falcons. Do you remember who coached them?
I did. Trevor Keswick. Trevor. No, I'm sorry. Trevor was the first year for the Prowlers, and Mike Gershon.
Before that?
Well, let's see. There was the Hickeys, and then there was Bill
Warren.
Yes, Bill Warren. Oh my God, I couldn't spit it out. But then Mike Gershon took, or then what the hell was his name?
Richard, you learned anything?
I'm learning a lot.
What was it? There was one more coach before Gershon took over.
It was crap.
Yeah, I can see him, but I can't remember his name. Oh my gosh. He actually, I think he got a temporary coaching job
Santa, spit it out.
Here with everybody. What'd you say?
I was talking about Juice.
Uh-huh. The biggest impact that the as a coach that the Fighting Falcons had was Mike Gershon. He was the biggest influence. He took care of those guys. He made them work for everything that they got.
Yep. Just had to run down some old history there.
Yep.
John, were you around when Robbie Nichols was in the house with the Flint Generals?
I was not in the house. Well, yes, he was actually on the bench when he was there, but he didn't really do too much when I was there.
So the reason he didn't do too much is because there was 2 kids that always stood next to the away box.
Wonder who that might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this kid down here, Andy Klein, used to be a good kid. He used to be a real good kid. Like, he didn't know how to chirp. He was scared to say a bunch of stuff to Robbie Nichols. And I said, hey, man, I said, stick your mouth right between the glass and the other glass on their bench and just start chirping. Well, let's just say we had water squirted at us. We had things thrown at the glass. So that's the story behind me and Andy.
I know. I think I threatened to squirt you a few times when I was in the bench or the, between periods there.
Oh, like you do now?
Well, no, now I just talk, crap to your wife and tell her, hey, tell him this, tell him that.
So if anybody doesn't know, before games start for Port Huron, I'm always upstairs, right? And John will be sitting down there, and it's dark, right? The music's playing, everybody's having fun, everybody's hooting, hollering. Next thing you know, you'll look down there one night, you'll see John pick up the phone and look up. Guess who he's talking to? He's talking to me. And I call him, I say, hey, John. He goes, yeah, what do you need? Just making sure the phone works. Bye. Click. I already know the phone works, but it's just the fact that get this guy to answer the phone.
And I was tempted to pick it up and let it ring back again, and then just making sure again, and then hang it up.
But other questions?
Go ahead.
I just make sure they don't have any other questions. I don't know.
Oh.
Andy's rocking like an old man over there. I mean,
getting old, man, my old brittle bones.
But no, I enjoyed my time working as the trainer for the team and all those years working with the juniors. I mean, those guys were fighters, and they wanted to go, and I don't regret any minute that I did this job with them. I don't regret the job that I got now. I'm involved. May not be directly, but I'm involved, and I get to enjoy the sport that most of us here on this channel do.
Yep.
So,
what's the biggest impact, I guess, Port Huron hockey has brought to you, John, in the years that you've? What's your favorite thing, like the most passionate thing besides winning the cup? You don't have to keep bragging about that, but
yeah, that kind of hurts.
Yeah, that still stings a little, but.
Let me refresh your memory.
John, don't do it. No.
But to me, it's being a part of something big. Not so much being I'm sure some of the fans out there even feel that way, is being a part of something big. This is a small town. And we've got a hockey team that makes us feel huge, big, on a big map. And I think a lot of us that are hockey fans can attest to this. And, with me and Justin, I know being off-ice officials, we're not quite directly involved, but we are. Being a part of that program is even, a bigger boost for me. I know it is for me. For
me, because I stopped going to hockey, and then how long has it been now? Me working with the Prowlers and the league and stuff. What?
Yeah, when you came in, I'm like, who the hell is that? Well, we didn't know who it was, and now here you are, and
Crystal,
one of the biggest contributors to helping us on the off-ice crew.
Yeah, Crystal, I remember the night I was standing up, I was chirping, I think I was chirping Steve Gowdy. He called a bad call, bad call. And he looked right at me. And I kept chirping, and intermission came, and next thing you know, there's this lady who was Crystal, who used to be the supervisor of off-ice, said, hey, you want a job? I said, what? You want a job? I'm like, doing what? She goes, you want to be an off-ice official? I'm like, sure. And if some of you don't know, I was down at Big Boy Arena for a little bit there. I think I had to teach John how to run the clock down there for a little while.
That clock is a pain in my royal.
But I mean, when I got the opportunity to stay at McMorran, it was a lot easier. It's a lot closer, and I think it's just more of a family thing. I mean, me and John pick on each other, but at the end of the day, if someone messes with him in the box, he can handle his own. He don't need me, but I'll still be there to help him.
Heck yeah. We watch over our own, and it's that's the greatest feeling in the world to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even from this fan standpoint, I'll chime in on that. Like I started watching with the border cats. Then we had the pause between teams, and we got the beacons, and the pause, and we got the ice hop. Then pause, we got the remake of the flags and the Fighting Falcons. It was so hard for the team to stick here. And it was so hard, even when the Prowlers came in, yeah, we won that championship. But in the back of everybody in the city's mind, we're waiting on the big letdown here in this team's league. And now, all these years that they're still here, they're still providing, they're now a staple in our community. It makes it a hell of a thing. Like, first 2016 championship, that whole season, that was my son's first season really going to hockey steady. And that's what made him hook. So that's something we've shared now for 11 years, 11th year Prowler hockey. We wasn't playing Falcon at that point. He was too little, and he was just scared of the math.
So yeah, I agree with you 100%. A lot of it too is, we're finally a stable unit in the community. Everybody knows our name. Everybody knows who we are. And, we've been around for a while. And you're right. A lot of people had that same mindset that, they're not going to be here very long. No, they're going to be like everybody else, 3 and gone or 2 and gone or whatever.
Yep.
It's great that they managed to stick around this long. I think we're the longest franchise in Fed history.
Yep.
So, it's going to be.
I think Matt Graham, I guess I can't really say Matt Graham. I could just say the Port Huron Prowlers themselves have brought a name to McMorran finally, because everybody would come to McMorran, we're playing Port Huron, right? Easy win. Well, now you got, like John said, we're getting 2,000 fans a night. I mean, there's some teams that, I hate to say it this way, but I've heard it throughout of other fans' mouths. They hate coming to McMorran. They hate it.
Which they should.
They hate it. Not only are the players Section 9, Section 24, it's if you trash talk a Prowler in that arena, it doesn't matter if it's the favorite Prowler or the least favorite Prowler. You trash talk a Prowler, you're going to hear it. You're going to hear it. And I'm sorry, but McMorran never had that in the past.
No, there was always the rowdiness, but now with the community-backed rowdiness, it's a big family. If you're invested in the Prowlers, season ticket holders, sponsors, if you're invested in it, you're going to stand up for your guys. And that's.
I mean, I give it to John and Brad. We had an incident with my 2 daughters, and I won't go into detail. I think John was there when it happened. But Avery Smith said something to my daughters that was a little inappropriate, and Brad just went unglued. As off-ice official, you're supposed to be
impartial.
You're supposed to be professional. But when I'm working a game and my kids are down there by themselves, I know John, Brad, Richard, hell, even if they're in Section 9, Andy, that's the trust in the family that you have there now that McMorran has never had.
Yep.
Yeah, like to go along what he said there, if we got people that we've known there for a lot of years. A lot of the off-ice crew that we have, the veterans such as myself, we've been there since even the flags, the beacons, the Ice Hawks. A lot of years have been invested just because of a sport we all love. On that note, if anybody's looking to become an off-ice official,
we are looking for
the 2 of us, and we'd be more than happy to give you the information. We'll help get you started.
The perks of an off-ice official is I
The
don't have
perks
the
of an
world on
offense official. You got to deal with him.
me. Well, you got to deal with me, but the
Deal
perk of
with
it is you get invited to the Port Huron Prowlers season ticket holder party. That's every year. Matt makes it noted that the offense officials that work for his team get to come. You get to go to season end, the season end party or whatever. I think Dave Peabody has his own red jersey, right?
You're asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Oh. Dave's got every known jersey to man.
Yeah. We have to get Dave on one night, but he's kind of like camera shy. I don't know why. But another thing that the Prowlers have with the off-ice officials is this year's is amazing. They feed us before games. We used to eat pizza every night, and yeah, Hungry Howie Pizza, here we come. But yeah, I mean, they do so much for the off-ice team. I mean, we got. What do we get this year? We get 2 tickets. If you want to become an off-ice official, you get 2 free tickets. You get free parking, which adds up at the end of the season.
You get 2 tickets. You get your parking. You get fed every day before each game. Plus you gain the respect of the team. You gain the respect of the ownership. And there's some fans that are actually probably looking at you going, God, this looks like a fun job.
The only thing you have to do, and it is required, which actually makes it look more professional, is you got to dress up. And if you can't dress up for 60 minutes out of your time, I mean, it's more like 3 hours. But, I mean, like he said, you gain respect out of everybody, fans, referees, teams. I mean, I can walk into the away locker room and say, hey, guys, I'm doing your plus minus tonight. If you want your stats right, please keep your jerseys untucked. And they go out and do it.
That's the other part to that too is, by gaining the respect of the players, think about it. You're an extension of a hockey league.
Yeah.
You represent the FPHL. And we've had to have a few discussions along the way about decorum and stuff like that. But, I mean, those people are no longer with us.
Yeah.
So, I enjoy every minute of it. I mean, I've gone to, gone out for drinks and dinner with the referees and stuff to talk about, the game and
that's an every week
thing and everything
John.
else. Huh?
That's an every weekend thing for John, but another thing is if some of you guys don't know, Richard, Andy, I don't think you guys know. So as an off-ice official and people that want to become an off-ice official, it's actually pretty fun. You get to watch a free hockey game. Most of the things that we do is not that hard. I think Dave's got the hardest part of them all. But you get to what was I going to say? John, I lost my thought.
Been losing his thought.
I just lost my thought, man. Oh, my God. Wow. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So the players sign a contract every year. They cannot interact on social media. If they see a fan from another team barking at them or talking trash about them, they can't respond. Well, the off-ice officials have to.
If I'd have thought about it, I'd have ran down to my car and got mine.
Oh,
We have an actual thing that or a manual that we have to read and then sign off on before we even start the season.
Yep.
So again, as a representative of the FPHL, and it's hard to even get ownership and players, some players to even acknowledge that, but they're starting to now.
Yep.
Because the league is getting bigger. The league is starting to set more precedents and more rules into place, and they're trying to maintain more control over what happens day to day. I mean, I'm curious to see where it's going to go. We're definitely looking forward to that.
Richard wants to be an off-ice official. So does Andy.
Me and Jim can hear soon about that.
Yeah. You just can't choose the other team.
We're going to give you an FPHL, patch to wear on your jacket, and you can stand out by the gate and let us in when we come into park.
Yeah, that's definitely not in contract. Somehow we got stuck doing it.
No.
But Richard, we haven't heard too much from you, sir.
Yeah, Richard.
I'm just processing all the knowledge that you gained over the years from being paramedic to an off-ice official.
He's still like 2 hours back. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the firefighting was a career that I loved. I truly loved that, and to bring my medical with me. I had to go through, like I said, a little bit of extra training to learn the ins and outs of sports medicine. I learned how to tape legs and feet and arms and shoulders and all that, and KT tape as well. I had
sniffed the smelly salts.
Oh yeah, that stuff will light you right up. Well, actually, the little capsules, they're nothing now. Yeah. Those bottles. Holy crap.
How come the penalty box does not have smelly salts? Because there's some days I get there and I'm just tired and I just need a big old woohoo.
Well, then I'll tell you what I'll do.
You're amazing.
Uh-oh. What's he pulling? Hey, can you bring that this weekend?
Yeah, I will.
I won't be there Friday, but I'll be there Saturday, so.
Oh, so right time.
What?
Yeah, this stuff here, the first time somebody walked up to me with one of these bottles, said, "Here, take a whiff." I didn't think anything of it because I don't recall ever seeing it come in like this form. Holy crap, I thought my head was going to explode.
Yep, smelly salts are the way to go. Richard, we're going to get you to try it Saturday night before the game.
I'd be there Friday, so I mean,
come down to the box there, and I'll have it with me, and
I sit right next door.
Well, then, what's the problem?
I don't know, John. If I come down there and get a whiff of them salts and go back up in section 9, I think you'll be able to hear me like I'm sitting next to you.
Well, I'm gonna take you up on that offer. I want to hear it Friday and Saturday.
Andy, I make a deal with you. If you come to section 24 and we both sniff that, perfect.
Andy would be sitting up there and his eyes would be twitching. I can't keep an eye on the puck.
Maybe like a little mouse running across your kitchen floor. Where did it go?
Look, squirrel.
I think Justin told you already, John, is the reason why Justin and I and Andy hopped on to start this podcast.
Well, Andy was kind of just he was brought in as a Section 9 representative.
Okay.
He's like their union guy, right? And then I was like, hey, I would love to be a part of your guys' podcast.
Now, since he's fully evolved, fully equipped, he's part of this group. But the three of us all agree the reason why we started this is to grow Port Huron. Like, you don't know there's a team in Port Huron. You don't know there's a team 45 minutes. Well, we could go to Detroit and watch the Wings, or we can go over to Saginaw and watch the Spirit play, or go to Flint and watch the General.
$200 a night.
But you could go an extra 20 minutes to go to Port Huron and watch hockey for a decent price.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Sometimes you think you're doing the greatest job at marketing and getting your name out there. With the only real way that they're really making a little bit more of an impact is the player involvement that they've got. Yeah, and that's huge with any team, player involvement in the community.
Well,
Yeah.
if you look at some of the teams, they got their own podcast people. Yeah, we got Will Wiggleman. No offense to Will Wiggleman. But you don't get this here. You don't get to just Sunday night sit back, shoot the shit. I'm going to say shit. Shoot the shit with everybody and talk.
Poopy.
Just talk hockey. What did you say? Poop?
Poopy.
Shoot the poop.
Poopy. It's poopy.
Hey, man, Tony's going to come and yell at us now.
Who is?
But it's a matter of just continue to get the players out there, keep them involved, do what you can, within the realm of the budget is for the advertising and stuff like that. Your partners and your sponsors and stuff like that, those are going to be secondary. To get people's names and stuff out there. So right now, the biggest thing I think they're trying to do is just to get Port Huron, everybody in Port Huron, to know that there's a team here.
Yeah.
And expand from there. I mean, my employer, in fact, is one of the sponsors, and I didn't know that until
Who's
2 years
your
ago.
employer?
LaFontaine.
Okay, well, there's a shout out.
Yeah, my employer, LaFontaine Chevrolet Buick, they're in St. Clair, Michigan.
Go see John Goodrich for a hell of a deal.
So you probably
I write them up if they're broke. But I mean, we're starting to get more and more sponsorships from a little further away. Bring people in from further out. So I mean, it's working. It may not work as fast as we would like, but it's working.
Like I think before they went on the road or whatever, the Booster Club lady Michelle was telling us, "Hey, the zip-up coat the team got for Christmas, Stauliker's custom design here in Sandusky did that." I'm like, that's pretty cool.
And I'll take a little credit for that because I told her about Staulikers. So I'll take a teeny bit of credit for that.
But it's cool that they're not centered right in Port Huron. They're willing to reach outwards. Like,
I mean, hell, they go to John's house every other weekend for dinner.
they're reading the little kids. Like, they have the book reading thing up in Ubley last month. I mean, Ubley's 15 minutes from me.
It's 10 minutes from my house, but they go past my house. They don't stop, ring the doorbell, say hi, nothing. I don't know.
Yeah, like John was saying, it's like the community outreach. You need that to grow the team. And eventually, if we keep this page going and talking about Port Huron, talking about the Fed, Port Huron might have standing room only.
Well,
we actually had that 1 year that I was working with the teams, and that was the Ice Hawks. 1 year we went into playoffs, and we had standing room only. It was the greatest thing. That McMorran was packed to the hilt.
I think that would be awesome to see that place packed just once.
I gotta give the shout out to Section 9 though, because when you're sitting at home, when you can't make a game, and you hear the famous Section 9 over there yelling, "You bum," which Andy, enlighten us who came up with that, because you got to give the shout out to the sponsors.
Yeah, that would be another wonderful sponsor of our Port Huron Prowlers. The lady that runs Taft Consulting, Rebecca Taft. She was the originator behind the U-Bomb in Section 9.
You know what? One of the greatest moments that I ever heard was when I was in Motor City. When when the goalie picked his helmet up, you could hear boo, and then when he put it back on, yeah, that was priceless. We need to get Section 9 doing that.
Oh man, that's a call out for Section 9 there, right on the podcast.
The ugly goalie chant every time they come over to the bench, and then we cheer once he puts his helmet back on and heads to the crease.
There you go.
I need Section 24 in on that. Once you see that helmet come up, start chanting ugly goalie. We'll get that place rocking.
So, my thing is, we're still going on chant things real quick here. But does anybody know who whose house is this?
Ooh, it's going to be a battle between us and Section 9 and 24. I know Anthony. I know you know Anthony as well, John. Joe's son.
Yeah.
I always heard his voice first.
So last year, playoffs came, and I got a group message in the Port Huron Prowler fan page chat. Austin Dunn was asking if anybody's got ideas for chants, just stuff to make fun of the other team, blah, blah. I go up there at the podium upstairs and write, whose house 3 times, and then somebody scream. And I can tell you it's stuck to this day.
Here we go.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Comes the team.
You wore that just the other day, didn't you?
He was on YouTube with it. He was on YouTube. And then the same night, Andy Klein was on YouTube, but he's also on a commercial too. It's not your dad's average hockey game. And he's sitting there with the ultra white.
New Jersey out with the ice cold Mick Ultra.
Yeah.
Every opening Prowlers game, you see me. I don't know if that's good or bad, though.
I remember those days of being a spectator and drinking my beer and getting loud, baby. That is the greatest thing.
And that's the good thing about an off-ice official. You're a volunteer, so you can pick and choose what games you work, and you can pick and choose what games you can be a fan.
Yep, and then you get mildly, feeling good and very loud.
Yeah.
I think our supervisor of off-ice officials has done that before. He took a night off. He got mildly feeling good, and well, let's just say the rest is history.
Yeah, we had to bail him out. No, I'm just kidding.
Story.
I was going to say, it kind of made that more believable than expected, but
But yeah, I mean, you don't have a set schedule. I mean, every week prior to the actual game, Dave gets on there and who's available. And, if you're not available, you're not available. You're just going to, or if you want to be a spectator, just say, I'm going to spectate this game.
Yep.
It's not a do or die thing.
And they don't hold it against you. We do have full-timers like John, like Brad. I have a full-time position this year, which is supposed to be video review. But our famous Dan from upstairs, he likes to take road trips across the United States every year. So I get stuck in his spot. But, yeah, it's not a set schedule. You can go have fun. You can put on your own jersey and go drink a couple beers and hoot and holler at the other team and not get in trouble for it.
God, I wish I could drink beer during the game.
I mean, you can take a night off.
I know. That's the only way I'll be able to do it.
And that's the only way I can do it, too. We should take the same night off. We should all sit in Section 9 that night.
Oh, boy.
that section
Tony's going to come upstairs and go, okay, you, and you. Get downstairs.
So any more questions for the big, I guess I'd call him a champion because he's got a reign unlike us.
Nah.
I don't got anything.
The only thing I got to make, we'll be talking about not off-ice official position soon here, John.
Well,
bring it on. We'll take all that we can get.
Hey,
so.
You know what? Just find me during a game, before a game. I can take you upstairs for a night and you can see how it's done.
Hell yeah. We don't have a problem with that.
Nope, Dave would not. He does not bat an eye about that. He wants people to learn this.
My nephew is a big hockey fan, and he moved from Colorado to here just so he could take care of his grandmother. And he really didn't have anything here. So he says, I says, you want to go to a hockey game? Yeah. I says, how do you want to work one? What do you mean? So I turned him on to off-ice officiating. Now he's there every game. He loves it.
I give a shout out to his nephew because the last home game that I worked, I was stuck on plus minus for Blue Ridge. Now, if you look at Andy's freaking yellow Ronald McDonald jersey back there, so Blue Ridge had the white with the yellow numbering. His nephew saved the day by writing plus minus down with me, so that way we had it right when we put it in the computer.
Yeah. Yeah. Craig is an avid fan, and now that we got him involved in it, he just loves it. He thinks it's the greatest thing. So,
And you
I
don't
mean,
have to be available every weekend.
yeah, and once you get involved in it, I think everybody's going to feel the same way.
Yeah.
So, if you're up for it, see one of us. We'll be more than happy to help get you involved.
Yeah.
If you want to see what happens in the penalty box, hey, talk to John. He'll take you down there for a night.
That's about it too, because obviously, like I said, hockey's been me and my son's thing. Summer's filled with travel ball, hockey, winter, we bond over it with the flexible schedule. It's gonna be a good opportunity. He can pick up
Cool.
that night.
There you go.
Well, Andy, anybody else got questions for John? Because we still got to get Andy's input on this weekend's recap.
It was a lovely time talking with you. I have no more questions.
I have no more
I have
questions
no
either, John.
more. John, you can stick around and chime in if you want, or if you got to get to bed, because I know old people are past their bedtime already. So
Wait till I see you on Friday.
I won't be there Friday, big guy.
Well, then Saturday is going to be really painful for you. So
Yeah, I'll have Andy upstairs with me. I'm going to be busy, so I can't visit you.
remember, I know people.
You know my wife. Too.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you having me on, and I look forward to talking with everybody here. And, like I said, anybody's interested and you want some insight, see myself or Justin, and we'll get you started in the right direction and get you going.
Sounds good, John.
All right, buddy.
John, have a wonderful night.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
night.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Take care.
Take
Ho,
care.
ho, ho.
That's wrong.
Oh, that was good. That was good. That was good. All right, so Andy, we went over some stuff. Richard, do you still have your notes? Because I really got to pee. I know we're recorded, but I really got to pee.
No, well, I do, but I kind of scratched them all out.
Okay, give me like 2 seconds. It's going to be quick, and then I have the stuff we can go over. And then, Andy, you got to work tomorrow?
Yes, I do.
What
But I
time?
got 4 o'clock comes early, but I'm usually a night owl a little bit.
Okay, Richard, you got time? Because you said you want to go into work.
Yeah, I got time. I don't have much
Okay, and I got
but
time because I'm using a sick day tomorrow, so I'll be right back.
Don't forget the white. Sorry, Richard. I had to sneak that one in, sir.
You guys are troublemakers, you know that? I'm gonna get demonetized for this.
I walk a lot.
I don't get paid anyways. It's just fun. But I think the main question: what do you think about the Moccasins being in first place?
Love it. That's most deserving team down there.
Yeah,
They build a core again. They've got a championship contending team.
oh yeah, I
And-
like them.
With them rocking first place, it's leaning towards my prediction of Prowlers and Moccasins.
Yep. If we stay the course on how we played for the last 4 games, I think we're gonna be the thorn in some people's side. Some teams.
No, for sure. Definitely Binghamton's come February.
Yeah.
If we capitalize on exactly how John and everybody else was saying, we got to play physical. We got to stay in their heads. That's the only way we're going to beat them. The second we start taking stupid penalties, getting frustrated, we're just going to sink ourselves.
I mean, the last 2 games, like tonight and yesterday, we didn't really take stupid penalties.
So let's just
three or four, which is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
The one penalty I kind of like really come on now, is I think Johnson got called for tripping.
That was the biggest embellishment I've ever seen.
Yeah. I'm like, huh? That's not tripping.
So on that note, since you guys started on the notes already, I think Richard must have found his little coloring book.
We didn't get fire in, Justin. We didn't leave you out.
That was one of my big days for Port Huron. Johnny always said it in an interview. He said it at the Christmas party. Chris Paul has said it numerous times. You can't shoot yourself in the foot over stupid penalties. This weekend, Port Huron, the bully of the FPHL, as Johnny put it, their grit that they have, that Paulie would say, kind of toned down a little bit. They still had the grit, they still had the bulliness, but they stayed out of the box, which gave them a victory on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
They that fine line, and they stayed on the right side of the line this week.
Right. And that's one thing that I think, going back to John's interview there, they have what it takes to beat the Black Bears, and that's step one right there. That is step one right there. Step two, shots on goal. Their past four games, okay, 2 at home. I think Friday night against Blue Ridge was not that high, but Saturday night they walked away with like 49 shots on goal. Tonight, they walked away with 42 shots on goal. Another thing Port Huron needs to do to beat the Black Bears. That's step two. Anybody disagree?
Well, we agree. You were cutting out for a minute there, Mike. Hello?
Was I cutting out?
I thought you froze.
Oh, was I like this? I was moving too fast for the camera.
Your phone's on the rack. That's why we all thought you froze.
But you heard everything I said, right?
Yes, sir.
But just now, you just froze.
I don't know. I think it's your computer.
Well, I mean, it doesn't help that we're getting 2 inches of rain tonight. So, I mean,
No. So, the next thing, the Moccasins in first place. What's your take on that, Andy?
Love it. Good team. They're grinding it out and getting it done. They got a couple good pieces there in Tuck and Schumacher. There's no reason why they shouldn't be in first. Yeah, Athens is a good program, but Moccasins have the grit. Grit's going to be the word of the day tonight.
You should name this podcast Grit.
Not to be confused with that dance move, the gritty, because God knows none of us can do it.
No, please don't. But Reggie can, and we're still calling Reggie Millette out on that for when he scores a goal.
Oh, he will when the time is right.
Yep, he already promised my wife, so he can't get out of it now. So another thing we talked about was Bailey Huber.
Give him his flowers. I've been a big critiquer of that and the experiment in Bailey Huber.
You texted chat and you said this ought to be interesting. And
yep.
we're going to put it out there because we all said it. Oh, great. What's going to happen?
He's going to keep getting them shots between the pipes after a game like tonight. He played phenomenal. Let one goal in.
27 saves on a win.
Yeah, and I will say this. There was a little bit of a defensive breakdown on that goal. It shows when there's a defense in front of him that guy can stop pucks.
Now, Port Huron's defense, okay, we talked about earlier before we keep going here. Well, first of all, their power play, okay? You don't have to hide that, bud. You can.
Still,
we're not judgmental. I chew on here, so and I chew on too. Ooh. Anyways, Port Huron was on a 5-on-4. I seen that. Right. Danbury takes another penalty against Matt Graham. That puts him. That was a 5-on-4. That was a 4-minute penalty. Then they take another penalty, tripping. Now it becomes a 5-on-3.
Yep.
Port Huron falls short to the 5-on-3 and then the 5-on-4. What's it going to take? Because again, we're trying to piece this together for the Black Bears when they play them. I mean, any other team, I'm not going to say they're down and out, right? But they have what it takes to beat the other teams.
Oh, for sure.
again, we go back to the championship. Everybody wants to see a cup. This is why we're doing this too, is to get intake on other teams. But our main focus was the game today.
Yep.
Port Huron falls short on both. Why?
They're working on it. That's all I can say. Look at the experiment with the defense. Defense is coming up big now. I think even dropping back the little guy. I'm going to call him a little guy. Don't take it wrong, Federley, if you're listening. But even with him playing defense, he's a defensive. He's part of the defensive pitcher, and he plays it very well. It just shows we just got a little bit more tweaking to do on the power play, and I think we'll be able to capitalize on those as well.
My big thing goes back to shots on goal. When you're on the power play, Andy, you know. Richard, you're learning, so you know now. You can't pass the puck back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And Port Huron's not the only team to do that, because I watched Danbury too.
Yep.
If Danbury's
Bears
captain
do
is
it a
not,
lot. The Bears do it.
Bears do it, but they also shoot and they score.
Yeah.
Yep. That's one thing. We're looking for the perfect setup. We got to remember one thing. This is the Fed. Not everybody's a Reed Cooper.
No.
You got to put that shots on, and if you have your power play set up right, you got your rebounder set in the right spot, you're going to get that lucky bounce, and you're going to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah.
You can't score if you don't shoot.
That is correct. And I always hear Section 9 go 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've heard them say 15 before they finally shot with 10 seconds left on the power play. What's that?
13 is the highest.
Oh, see, he's got it written down. But does Huber start this well, I guess you call it 3-3.
I think we're going to see him again. Hoop can't play 3 games. I think we're probably going to see him. It's probably going to be the same setup as what they wanted to do this weekend. We're going to probably see Hubert start Friday with Cooper going Saturday. I might even see Coop on Wednesday, or that would be a good time to give Bork a little bit of Jamison Bork action in there on Wednesday.
I was about to say that I think Jameson been sitting a while. I think he needs to go out there and try. Like, okay, he tries and we're losing 4-0. Okay, well, Cooper's your backup, bring him in. Or
Yeah.
Hooper's your backup, bring him in. Okay, you try. Valiant effort.
Yep. You got to
get that.
Well, look at last year. We had the tandem duo of Newsy and Coop, and we had another phenomenal goalie who, mind you, did not lose a game in the Fed. Did not start and lose a
But
game.
did not play but 6 games.
Yep. 6 games, 6-0.
Yoshi!
That was an emotional game. That was cool at Motor City to watch the retirement of that. That was something that I'll always remember, because we gave that man a proper send-off. He might have been our 3rd string, but he could have easily been 2nd string. He could have easily been a starter.
And kudos to Matt Graham for that. You know, he announced his retirement that morning before they left for Motor City, and he said, Yoshi, you're up.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
Do I think he should have got some more reps? Yes. He did hit a little bit of a rough patch there for a minute. I would have gave him the reps, but we got to trust the process and trust the coaching.
Port Huron Prowlers have something this year more involved that they didn't have last year, right? They didn't have 2 years ago, and that's a goalie coach. Yes, he may be your bench coach, but you have that. Your bench coach is a goalie. He was the number 1 goalie in the league when he played. Nothing. He won championships, I think, didn't he?
Believe
With
he did.
Carolina.
Your Birds.
So, with that being said, he sees something in Bailey that he doesn't see, or I can't say he doesn't see, because he sees it in any goalie that he brings on the team. But the way he's done it this year, hey, Coop, you're out. Hey, the 2 backups, you're sitting, you're starting. If you didn't have that trust, you'd have Cooper as the backup all the time for Huber.
Yep. You mean you were the backup of Scoop?
Well, no, if Bailey was starting, is what I'm saying. You'd have, because last year he had it where Yoshi was the backup constantly for Noose, and then he had Cooper in there, and Noose was his backup, or Yoshi was his backup. So you constantly only had one backup. he's rotating the bench this year.
Yeah.
And I agree with you guys. I think our third goalie should get some reps on Wednesday. Do we need the points? Of course we need the points, right? Any team needs the points.
Yep.
But let's see what he can do. If you take a loss, they got to come face us in McMorran for 2 nights.
Yeah.
Yep. Or I could even see, if we don't see Bork, I see another Huber start.
I think Huber starts on I don't think they start Coop until they come back to McMorran.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. 100%. They're not going to put him back in the pipes on New Year's Eve to bring in the new year. What's the sense? You bring him back in when we're at home, when we're the dominant force, and you put him in Saturday. Unless they start Huber on Wednesday, you put Coop in on Friday, and then you run Huber again on Saturday. Get him his reps in.
Or do you? Because in front of a home crowd, you want that dub.
Oh, 100%. You want that job. Time and time again, McMorran faithful, where are they each game?
They're right there no matter what. Yeah. So that brings me up to their defense. And we said it. And Richard, I called him out. You said, oh, he said it, not me.
Mhm.
But Andy said it tonight. That defense has changed, did a 180 in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that defense has had the help of Austin Fennerly.
100%.
I don't give anybody else credit besides Fence. Listen. I'm not saying I don't give them credit at all, because Parsons is starting to shoot from the blue line and setting people up in front of the net to score, which is something he has not done. Last year, he did not do it all. I don't know if it's because he announced that on the coach's show, if everybody watched it, that this is probably my last year, or if he's getting more comfortable, or we, like John said, we have the right guys to get in front of the net.
I think our defense, after getting their teeth kicked down their throat, they realize, look, if we step up, we start taking them shots from the blue, we're creating rebound opportunities for our forwards in the front of the net. I think the leadership in place has started to tell them, okay, guys, look, this is what we can do. We've got the team for it. If we don't get the rebound, so what? We got a shot on the net. One bad bounce gets you a goal.
Who's your leader? Who would you call the leader of the defense? The one that don't wear a letter.
The one
Because we all know hockey, those letters don't mean crap. People, if you're watching or when you do watch this, just because you have a fancy A or C does not make you better or talented more than any other player on that team.
No. The only thing them letters represent is I don't know how to word this.
Oh, you got to word it now because you put it out there. That's why I went where I went with it.
I interpret the letters basically means your captain, your assistant captain. The refs talk to you, and that's it. You're the middleman.
I think it's also a lot of trust from the boys in the locker room. You're more leader to them than not so to speak leading the team. You're leading a group, like a certain group, like how B-Way wears the A now. He's leading that defense in. But I'd say honestly, with who's leading the defensive core, man, we got the tenured players. Yeah, Fett stepped up. But you look at Nick Favaro, he came in this year, he's made one heck of an impact. I don't think there's an exact leader.
See, that's a tough question.
Giving them a lot of pointers, if anything. And saying, look, guys, I played here, I played there. I became a contender by taking that chance.
Well, if you recall, Johnny was the number 1 defenseman of the year one year.
Yes, sir.
And then Johnny went on a spiel last year where he wanted to play forward.
Yeah.
I would have to give it to probably Brian Parsons.
Parsons is another tenured vet.
He's a 10-year vet, but he knows what it takes. He learned from Frank Schumacher, who, all in all, Gino Mini said it best. Frank is probably the top 3 defenseman in the FPHL.
Oh, 100%.
So anybody that's paired with Frank Schumacher, you don't have to wear a letter to be a leader on that line.
Oh, exactly.
To me, that letter don't mean nothing. But going back to that,
I tried swerving it. Could you tell?
yeah, going back to that though, the letters do mean something. It is a respect thing. The players respect you. Yep, it's more of a trust thing.
Yep.
Now, when I played hockey, those letters were voted on. It wasn't just handed to you.
Yep.
Okay. It wasn't handed to the coach's staff. It was handed to you through your teammates. Me personally, I think Reggie and Pars probably had the opportunity to have the A.
Mm-hmm.
I think for some reason they turned it down.
Modest gentlemen.
Yeah.
I think
the people wearing letters aren't modest.
Right.
We'll make that clear.
Right. But you see where I'm going with that is, leadership isn't just a letter. It's it's the voice in the room. It's the guy looking like me, looking at you guys and saying, "Hey, you guys need to step it up. Like now, I don't care if I'm a captain or not. You need to step it up."
Aren't they all leaders?
And they have to be. Look how they're playing.
Exactly. So, yeah, they got an A, they got a C on their chest, but does that really matter with this group of guys? You think about it,
you could probably go with just a captain, and that team would still lead each other.
Yeah.
On that ice.
I think that's the question. I think I just answered it. Like, I don't think a A and a C really matters who's the leader, who's not. I think they're all leaders. I think they're willing to band together. Like, look, we had a 6-game losing streak. They didn't quit. They kept pushing forward and saying, "You know what, boys, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. And it's one game at a time." Now look, 4-game winning streak.
I also think, and Andy can vouch for this. Richard, you weren't here for that spiel. Do you remember the year when we had to make a banner for the team because they were just crumbling apart?
Yeah.
There was so much drama in the locker room, and the fans could feel it. The fans could feel it. You didn't even have to be a part of it to know there was something wrong in that locker room.
The bench wasn't clicking. The plays weren't following
There was
through.
fights at practice. They were beating each other up, physically beating each other up at practice. I went to practice, and it was, Tucker had the A that year. I can't remember who said something to Tucker. Hey, and they would physically check each other. They would throw each other into the boards. It was that bad. And then they'd go to Tucker and go, "Well, you're going to have my back on that?" And he would always say, "Look, you start something with somebody, you finish the battle."
Yep.
And that's what this team has this year. We made a banner because they were losing so much. We had to let them know that. The fans let them know. Win or lose, we are still your fans to the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, Chris Paul said it. Did you watch the interview, you guys? He said, "We don't talk about the streaks."
No, I watched it.
Last year they did. They bragged about the streaks. Oh, look at Port Huron. We're on an 8-game winning streak, blah, blah, blah. Fans were putting it out there, making the players know that they're on a streak. They don't need it.
Nope. Play each game as if you're 0-0.
Yep.
That way you play your heart out each time. You got to love to win, and you got to hate to lose.
Yeah.
And this team this year hates to lose. Look at Reggie Millette. Reggie, we're going to have you on the show soon. We're going to pull some strings, hopefully, real soon here.
In the works. There's already the seed laid, sir.
Oh, you already talked. Okay.
Actually, my other Section 9 cohort spoke with him when he was doing an oil change for him.
Oh, and he said, yeah? He said, yeah? Or
we just got to get it. We just got to set up a date. We're going to see when he's available. I'll talk to him this weekend, and we'll get something set up.
Yeah, why don't we try shooting for Sunday?
I'm going to try.
Okay. But if you look at Reggie Millette, the guy has a passion for this team. after all he's been through. I did watch that documentary, that 7-minute long documentary. We won't mention it on here. When Reggie is on here, we're going to stick to just simple questions.
Yeah.
But Reggie, and I brought it up to him at the Christmas party. He took that stick and he snapped it in half over the goalpost. That's when you know. That's when you know you have a team that hates to lose.
Yep.
2 years ago, Prowlers would have never done that. They would have just skated off. Well, that's another game.
Yeah.
That would have been, that's all she wrote. Okay, it's done and over with. Time to go hammer beers and deal with it.
And they were big partiers. And I'm glad that our ownership, the ownership of the Port Huron Prowlers, has a grip on what they do.
I'm going to word it this way, just as a gentleman that's been out with them. They don't drink on Fridays. They save that for Saturday night after the game.
And that was a big issue. That was a big issue with the old team. They would drink on Fridays. They would drink on Saturdays. And guess what? You could tell they drink on Fridays because I'm sorry, Port Huron, but you came out and you played like this.
There's lots of Saturday games like that. Now, I know last year towards the end, I know they didn't do it. Year before that, they might have, but like I say, I was out quite a few times with them gentlemen. They got a good grasp. This group that we got now for sure they got their ducks in a row to be a championship volleyball.
And you got to put a lot of props to Ken Andrews. Again, I don't talk owners up. I don't. But Ken has turned the Port Huron Prowlers around to be a professional hockey team.
I think a lot of that is, yes, he did by bringing more people in. Like he had stated.
That's where it starts, though, right?
Yeah.
The fans is where it starts. If you don't have fans, you don't have hockey.
I'm saying backroom staff as well. Between Matt and Johnny and Paulie, they were doing the jobs of 15 people.
Yep.
Andrews brought in the cash for the staff. I have nothing against Ken. Ken is a great owner so far. He's made awesome changes, but we can't only give him the credit for that. It's the staff that he's around.
No, I'm saying building that professionalism.
Yeah,
on and off the ice. I'm not talking about scouting players, all that, because we know where that goes.
Compared to a 3-man show.
Now, if you want to give props to behind the scenes, you got to give it to Matt, Alex, and Paulie.
Oh, 100%.
Ownership has nothing to do with that. Can ownership fire you? Yep. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. But he has trust, and I think he wants to see he sees something that, again, John, you, Richard, and I'm starting to see a cup is waiting at the end this year.
Yeah.
Or a darn close one. And
Andy?
For a first year, I want to see him win it. I have 100% faith that we will win it. But I'm going to say this. If, for some reason, we do not capitalize on that, this team has nothing to put their head down about. From where we came to what we are now, even mid-season, is a completely different team.
I think they make it to the cup.
Mm-hmm.
They will make it to the cup this year. And as everybody knows, I want to see Port Huron and Monroe battle it out. Yep. I think that's a sellout game.
Oh, for sure. Well, even in 2016, that's something that it was quite packed. I'll put it this way: when that champagne started spraying, I had to push my way to get to the glass with my son in front of me. Yep. And that atmosphere in that arena to watch that be raised. And mind you, the cup was only on a wooden pedestal with a little silver on top.
Yeah,
now
it isn't what it is now. It looks like a mini Stanley Cup now.
Yep.
Now, here's a question for you, because you were there that day. Did they allow the fans to come out on the ice?
No. Nope. That was everything. Everybody stayed on. Families were allowed of the players on the ice. But I think at that point, for the celebration purposes, you had champagne spraying. It was mass chaos out there.
I don't
think it's a place for the fans. Let the boys celebrate that win together on that ice. and we get our time with them like they did after we won it. We get a day.
Well, I'm
Get to-
just wondering because I know Danbury, when they won the cup, I watched on TV. They allowed their fans, they allowed the team to celebrate, take pictures with family. Then they flooded the gates. They said,
Yeah.
all right, fans, any fans that want to stick around and wait, and fans got to go kiss the cup, hold the cup, take pictures with their favorite player with the cup. They didn't get to hold it, but they got to do that. And I think, me personally, I think Ken Andrews would allow that if they won the cup this year.
I could see it. It is a liability thing, and I'm just going to throw this on here as a sponsor, obviously, for that.
Ooh.
We are partiers. Ken, make it happen. I need to have an Ultra or Jack and Coke out the cup this year, buddy. We're the mouth off the ice. You run the show. Make it happen.
Yeah. I think even just winning the cup in front of the fans at McMorran Arena this year will the respect and the I guess the talk about it's just Port Huron will finally go away.
Yeah.
We're not going to be known as the team that always comes this close.
Yep. Now, as for notes, Andy, Richard talked about it earlier. I talked about it earlier. Richard's favorite subject, because he loves this subject, the Vinny DeCumbus line.
Props, best line out there right now. If they change that lineup, they're nuts.
Do you see the Vinny DeCumbus line? Could you see them building another line like that for their first line or second or their third line? Because I think Vinny's line is the second line.
Yeah.
If I look back enough in my plus minus, I think the Vinny DeCumbus line is the second line.
Mm-hmm.
I told Justin earlier, I think we should have 3 lines that are very similar to that. The first one is intensity, fast, catch me if you can. The second line is like, still catch me, but you're going to get nailed in the process. And the third line is, here comes the hammers.
Mm-hmm. See,
So we're always beating them. We're beating them with the speed. We're beating them with the checking into the boards. We're always pressuring them. We're wearing them out. So come the third period, the second period, they're gasping for air.
yeah. Once Marty's back in, you know where he's going to sit on that setup. Then I'd have to say Reggie's going to have to go first liner. He's got the speed. He's got the talent. There's so many factors into it. There's so many players that can step up in each one of them roles that we just got to capitalize and create them lines and play with the lines enough to perfect them. And right now they've done it with one line. They got 2 more to go.
Now, you mentioned it. It's like you're reading my book over here. You mentioned Reggie. He's out on IR.
Yep.
You got B-Way. He's out on IR. You got Marty. He's out on IR. You got Gullerman. He's out on IR.
If I'm correct, Marty is back this weekend in our house.
He comes back Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Will be his grand return.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yep. My take on it is, and going back to the defense, okay. Now you have B-Way out with an upper body injury. You also have B-Way out with a concussion, a severe concussion. That, from what I'm told, when you have a severe concussion, it takes a long time to heal. You have to have it 100% in order to play hockey again.
Yep.
Now, if we remember last year, he took that hard hit, and it pretty much knocked him out. His body froze. He dropped to the ice. That had a factor in it. I don't care what anybody says. That had a factor into this concussion this year. So, counting B-Way out right now, and you have your defenseman that you have right now. Now, we all seen him capitalize the last 4 games. Now you get Reggie and Marty back this weekend. Hopefully Reggie's back this weekend. I haven't talked to him. I wished him a happy holiday. He said, Merry Christmas, bro. Can't wait to see you this weekend. But where does Port Huron stand? Okay. Not including B-Wade, because like I said, that concussion has to be cleared. I'm 100% sure that concussion has to be cleared through a CAT scan and a doctor from the hospital in order to come back. So
Yep.
Reggie and Marty come back. The D-line stay the same. What do you see in Port Huron now? Now, mind you, you've already seen it the past 4 games, what they've done without these guys. Now you're bringing back key pieces. Marty, he's what, 5'10"?
Yeah.
185 pounds soaking wet, maybe.
Yep.
But the kid can throw his body around.
Mm-hmm. Wrecking ball.
What do you see if they both return this weekend? The defense stays the same. Now you have 2 extra forwards on there.
I'd say you got a team. You got to put Reggie up with Hecula somewhere.
Yeah.
That those should be pretty good. Probably throw Graham, Hecula, Reggie.
Now hold on, because Richard, write this down. Because I want to see if Andy's pretty knowledgeable after he got out of diapers to learn hockey. So
I'm going.
we're going Reggie,
Left, I'm going to go left to right.
Grammer.
So whoever you want on your left side, I'm going to write that down first.
Reggie's a left-hand shooter, I think, right? Or a right-hand shooter.
He's a righty.
Okay, so you're going to go Grammer in the center.
Yep.
Reggie on the left. And
Yep.
R2 on the well, I'm just gonna put Wayne and Wayne because it doesn't matter.
Because they can flip flop. I mean, they're both talented.
You could put a right hand guy and a left hand guy on the left wing.
Yep. Then of course you got the Vinny.
So now you got Reggie back. You got Grammer and R2 together. Who's your defenseman pairing?
Ooh.
Ooh, yes, sir. I got him on that one. I got him.
I got to pull up the run.
I'm gonna go Johnny.
Yep.
And Connor. Or no,
Is he-
Nick. Sorry, Nick.
What were our pairings this weekend? Do you know?
Well, Johnny and Nick have always been the pairings, and somehow they swapped it up. I don't know the pairings for this weekend. But I know Parsons and Lockhart were the pairings for the past 4 games.
I'd keep them together. I'd throw them on line 2 of defense. So I'd go for Barrow and Johnny at pair 1.
And Connor's not a forward, correct?
I don't believe so. No.
Nick who?
Nick Favaro,
Barrow.
which I always forget about because he looks just like Connor.
Man, I don't know who to write this.
Nope. Come back. Sorry. I was trying to look up. I need the roster printed out. Remind me that's in my notes to make sure I got a roster next time so I can do this better. I need a roster in front of me to put this out.
Yeah, I think that's where we're at. I mean,
I was just talking about with Reggie and Marty coming back. Where do you see the team? Where do you see the team's diversity? Where do you see them? Because they've already played. Their defense has stepped up and won the games for them. Between the goaltending and the defense, they have been the reason why they won games. Okay, yeah, we could say, oh, well, they scored 7 goals. Well, that's great. But how did they score that 7 goals?
Yeah. By good defense, good passing, good forward play, good forward
Right.
check.
So my thing is where does Reggie fit in this weekend?
Another
I
top.
think he's
I think he's
going
going
to be an extra. I think they're going to be.
I think Reggie makes his debut comeback. He's on the first line. He's in the starting lineup, and they put James as the extra like they have, but they don't scratch James's all 3 games. They keep James. With them hitting the road, I don't know how that's going to work out because they Chris Paul said they were going to go home, get some rest, jump right into film, and get ready for Indiana, which is Wednesday. So do they leave Wednesday morning? I mean, it's only a 6-hour drive.
I think. See, I don't know on that one. So yeah,
Do you
My-
take a longer practice on Tuesday? Do you do a two a day on Tuesday, and then leave early Wednesday morning?
I'm going to bring in just a little bit of travel ball into professional hockey here. Like with my son, I like going. Let's say we got a game Wednesday, even if it's at night at 5:00. I want to be down to where I'm going to be Tuesday night.
Okay.
That when you get up Wednesday, you want to run a soft practice, run the morning skate in their rink, get to know their ice conditions, because a lot can happen, a lot of different ice conditions. All depends on the building. Ice crew can make a big difference. So that's what I would do. I would leave Tuesday night.
Well, I'm sorry, but there isn't another ice crew in the Fed like Dalton Jay's ice crew. Sorry. Just going to put that out there.
I will say, before Dalton J, we had Doan. Doan was one heck of an ice man. He was at McMorran for years.
You talking about that old guy?
Oh yeah, Dwayne.
Yep.
Yep, he was good. He was a good man.
He always looked like the way Richard's looking right now.
Yep, but
Always grouchy. Always grouchy.
because they were messing up his ice.
He would resurface that ice. You better not walk on that ice.
Nope. Oh,
So,
what were
Go
you
ahead.
say, Justin?
no, go ahead.
I was gonna make a suggestion. Like, I think that a lot of good topics that we brought up. But I think we should sleep on this. To be honest with you, like actually sleep on this and actually decide who would go where.
Well, you need a lineup. So we got to wait till after this weekend for that anyways.
yeah.
So we're going to be lost for words because we don't know. Reggie might not come back.
Yep.
Marty might not come back.
They might take that extra week. You just don't know. Playing with injuries is one thing that you don't want to do, and if they're not going to come back sooner than what they need to be done.
And that's the thing. We got Indiana Wednesday. They come home the second and the third. Then they got a bye.
Yep.
So do we wait one full?
I personally don't think they wait on Marty as much as they wait on Reggie because realistically, looking at the way the lineup is right now, if you add Marty to the core, you just have that one extra step.
Yeah.
And Marty's been itching to get back.
You know, I think Reggie's going to take his time coming back.
Which would be a good idea.
Just
I think
like
if Reggie's eligible this weekend, I think in my eyes, I'd let him sit on it. He don't need to go back out there against Glazer.
but
the whole.
that's another topic right there that you can't sleep on. He is a marked man still.
He's got one coming. That's
Yeah.
where I hope. That's where I really hope Marty's back. Because Marty's going to put him into that board so hard, he's going to be cross-eyed. He's going to be one blue this way, one blue that way. He's not going to know what hit him. He's going to put him in concussion protocol.
Who finally challenges him?
Numerous have, but he won't do it.
I think Marty puts him in the boards. He gets up. He takes a shot at Marty. And we're going to see a Boussel fight. I think Boussel's going to come through. And I think they're going to hold off on Wednesday. They're going to play regular. They're going to play a regular game like they did in Danbury.
Don't know, though. Because now you've got Glazer on his home ice, so now he's going to feel like a man, which he is a child.
Do you honestly think he's going to feel like a man, though?
In front of your own cheering fans, regardless if he's only 500, probably.
We've seen some of our guys. Oh, I'm in front. I'm on home ice. Start that chirp, and then here comes Adam Heinzel because so and so can't fight it.
Or how about when Heinze took Amesbury down from behind after a dirty hit was put on?
Right. So the players report here on Has right now, and that's guessing that Reggie and Marty are coming back. That's not including B-Way, as much as this is not putting him down, but we already know where he's at with his injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Does Port Huron make any moves at the trade deadline? I believe the trade deadline is the same as the NHL. It's in February. Or does Matt Graham keep the team he has and takes it to a whole new level?
He has, but when the NCAA open up the floodgates and they can come to our league, I think you're going to see a couple good signings there. If you notice last year, even the more I sat and I looked it up, yeah, we did make a couple of roster moves last year before deadline and stuff like that. But when it came down to most of our moves is when the NCAA allowed them players in.
Yeah.
And that's where I think we're going to get our young guns at. That's where I think we're going to get our Forrester. We're going to get a big man from there. I think he's playing it probably the best way you can, because those guys that don't count as a roster spot, they only need 5 games to play in playoffs. And I think it opens us up to a lot. Well, look at last year, it increased the fact to play tenfold by Brent Blaney and all them. And
Richard, who's our last game of the season against?
Watertown.
At home?
Yeah.
And we don't have a road game after that home game?
No, but the playoff.
So, with Port Huron dropping to third, because I think Topeka takes second, because they have 5 extra games than Port Huron does this year.
We've just played 5 more than them so far.
Yeah, but if you look at their schedule, they have 5 more at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So, Topeka, I don't know who it's against, so I can't really say that they're going to drop, because you got to have the points. You can't just have the 5-game wins. You got to have the points. Does Matt Graham sit his starters out for the last home game? Now, mind you, going back to the NCAA, and I think this was brought up in the press conference. I don't know if you were there. Richard wasn't there. They were talking about how, or no, actually it wasn't a press conference. It was a closed meeting between me, another off-ice official, and Matt Graham. And they were talking about how D1 schools were going to start putting D1 players in the Fed. Do you see D1 schools actually doing that?
Yeah. For exposure. Look,
that?
Look, we feed the SP and we feed the EC.
Right. But, I mean, you look at Braden Simmons-Fisher. He came for what? Playoffs, and then, hate to say it, Dad got on the phone, I think, and jingle, jingle, jingle.
He's a good quality player. He plays all around. I won't say Dad had too much of a jingle into it. There's a little behind the scenes that I know that I will not disclose.
I know the disclosure between that.
We'll speak in person for the little bit that I know.
Yeah.
That one.
That was a touchy subject there.
Beyond touchy.
Yeah. Richard, I think you know where we're going with that. But anyways,
if the D1 comes in, regardless if it's just for playoffs and we play in 5 games and we sweep for a cup, we had that player. They won a championship, and boy, does that look good on any resume going on to the next level.
And the thing of it is most correct me if I'm wrong, but most D1 schools go to the OHL, don't they?
A lot. 90%.
But you have to be
so if you get 90% of the kids going to the OHL, where's the other 10% going? They have to come to the Fed. I mean, if you're good enough players.
We're overseas.
Or overseas, but if you want to stay home and stay close to your family, why not? Like, this league
go to the Fed or go to the EC. It all depends. With the Fed growing, you're going to see Fed teams closer to hometowns. But there's also a lot of ECHL teams close to hometowns. It all depends on their preference. Do they want to go where they're going to be a superstar? Or do they want to go to where they're going to be another, they're going to still be an all-star, but they're playing more competitive hockey so they won't be such a standout. Like we'll use Tyson Kirkby, CJ Stubbs. Why are they in this league?
Yeah.
Because turning down SP and ECHL contract because it's going down. In my personal opinion, they're going on the team. Because there's no way quality players like that. I love to hate them. I hate when they come here and play, but those are very talented players that belong in a higher division.
The thing about the Fed, and I learned through, again, the off-ice officials and getting to know the players one-on-one when the fans can't, having that access. The thing about, and of course, I talk to the Schumachers a lot. Frank has had a lot. When he went to Monroe, Port Huron traded him.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Monroe. So Frank goes to Monroe. He made calls all around the FP. Hey, looking for a spot, That's the bad part about the Fed, is if your team does not release your rights, you are still owned, you are still in the presence of that team, but you're not playing for that team. So if a coach, if Andy wants to hold on to you, Richard, and say, hey, Justin, we're going to hold on to Richard, but we're not going to bring him back. You can't play for another team. You can't. Not until we release you. So there was some things that, Frank had to do to get his rights released. He finally got his rights released, and Matt was able to move him to Monroe, which, sorry, but first place. I mean, I would have kept him here. But again, when you get called up to the SP, like Frank had a call from the ECHL the day he moved into his apartment, his phone rings. It's the ECHL team from Florida. Hey, want you to come down? Got a captain spot for you. Want you to lead this team. Sorry, coach, can't do it. Hangs up the phone. These players have the option not to go to the SP or the ECHL. Again, CJ Stubbs, Tyson Kirby. Why are you in this league?
One of those things. There has to be. I'll be a conspiracy theorist. Are we going under the table that nobody knows about?
Come on.
Or is there such a tight bond with a single A hockey team? Come on. If you got that tight of bond,
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. You better shove that money underneath the table more, buddy.
But I mean, at the same time, though, I know this from hanging out with Lockhart's. Lockhart's turned down an SP deal. He's turned down a C deal because he does passionately love this team. He loves the boys. There's a difference between loving the team and everybody. Herb Brooks said it best in the Olympics. The name on the front is a hell of a lot more important than the name on the back. Mm-hmm.
And when you see those guys pull those sweaters over, I can be up in the locker room, and it's just the passion. When I'm giving lineups, and you can just kind of, when you walk in, you can only walk in one way. You can't go through the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
But you can hear the speeches. You can hear the silence. You can see the love and the passion they have for each other. And that's for any team in this league. I mean, that would be like us being on a team and Richard being our goalie, and he could be the crappiest goalie on our team, but we still have the love. Sorry, Richard, got to put you there. But we'd still have that love and passion for you because you pull on the same sweater that we do.
Yeah.
One of the boys.
But at the same time, I have heard that future considerations really help to keep players here. Because now future consideration is, hey, we need more sticks. Hey, we need some money. I got to pay this guy such amount, and I don't have it. And, so Tyson Kirby, CJ Stubbs, Again, I hate to put them on blast, but I mean, I watched the 10-minute misconduct. They put Port Huron on blast. They put other teams on blast. They put other players on blast. But at the end of the day, they just had Tucker Scantleberry on there. What is going on in bingo? What is going on in bingo? I'm just going to put it out there on this podcast.
I think I'm going to answer your question. No one knows who's pulling the strings. If you think about it.
Yeah.
But if you look at the point system, we talked about it. What episode did we talk about the point system, Andy?
Mhm.
Okay. Andy cut down the point system. How do you have 7-8 veterans on a team and you are not over your salary cap or point system?
Make me figure that out. If you got the golden answer for that one, please let me know.
I mean, it would be the same if Port Huron was doing it.
Mhm.
Port Huron, what are you doing? I know you're over your point system here.
Yeah. If it came down to that, well, that's where we can say what their fresh young talent's in. I know we're not, but if we were in a bingo shape, I'd even go, how are we doing this? Who's paying under the table? I mean, there's got to be something.
Look at the Twin City Thunderbirds.
Good.
The Twin City Thunderbirds. Come on. They were over the point system for a while.
And look where they're at now.
Yeah.
The puppeteer is always an unseen factor. The only reason why Trashers got caught up was because Mr. Galante was a little bit of a too hardball player.
And for fans that don't know, you can watch it live on Netflix, the documentary there. AJ Galante and his dad.
Now, I'm going to ask you this. I was watching, obviously, it was between periods today during the Hat Tricks game. I scrolled down a little bit because, of course, after one of our goals, me and my son went on to their YouTube and put how they do "Hey, you suck."
Yeah.
We, of course, we did that in their chat.
And mind you,
yeah, and I
do that when the Beacons were in town. So,
I scrolled down, and there was, I believe it was just the first game of the season. It was against us in their house. James and AJ went back to the locker room, and James gave him a little speech, which was kind of cool to watch. But at the end, AJ made this joke. He goes in true Trasher form, and he looked around with a big old grin. And he had, I think it was like $600-700, maybe $1,000 in his hand. He threw it in the center of the room. Whoever gets the game winner gets it. And they walked down the room. Of course, everybody's laughing. But what says that that's not really happening in bingo?
So
what's saying that's not happening on teams?
The Danbury Trashers, which was ran through a mob.
Garbage business,
which was actually, you know,
just because they're Italian and run a garbage business.
Listen,
so,
there's a story behind that. Richard, you're going to laugh about this one. But anyways, before I get to that story, I don't see bingo's got an NHL style environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have access to their players like we do. You don't have access to, hey, I'm going to go back in the back and say hi to, Section 9. You don't have access to Matt Graham. Hey, Matt, come here. Yeah, what's up, bud? They also have state-of-the-art equipment managers. They have state-of-the-art training. Your physical and conditioning, your conditioning alone. Okay, I do give credit where credit's due. They build a good team. They build a solid team every year.
Yep.
But then you look at the Danbury Trashers. When the Danbury Trashers in there, they were straight up Trashers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can look at my garbage can and think of the Danbury Trashers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not bashing any team in the Fed because they're not in the Fed. But when AJ Galante goes, hey, here's $3,000, the one to score the winning goal will get this. AJ Galante disappears from Danbury. This year, AJ Galante comes back as the president of the Danbury Hat Tricks.
and his former mobster father is in the locker room, does that not throw red flags?
I mean, and then you look at the Zamboni, they kept it a garbage truck.
Yep. Now, I can't remember the name of their company, but a little research might go a long way on that.
It says it right in the Netflix video.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch that again. It's been about a year.
You know,
My phone just.
uh-oh.
His phone just froze.
Well, like, I was listening to the thing about the bingo. You know how we do jersey auctions and Austin starts at $200, 150,
Right.
whatever? Not there. It's whoever has the deepest pockets.
It is. It is. But I don't know what their auction's like. So
Well, the video I was listening to is basically, it's not a bid. It's basically, oh, I'll give you $500 for that. Here's $500. Oh, I got 1,000. Give me 1,000. It's not an auction.
right.
But I hate to cut this short, but I'm gonna end this.
Oh yeah, we've been on for 2 hours and 6 minutes.
Yeah.
This was a long podcast, people. We started at 7:30.
Yep. But I think this video is very informative. Not a whole lot of people have the patience. Well, you know what? You do. Pay attention because we talk about a lot of things.
Yeah. I just, at the end of the day, notes are always, they're always answered
Yeah.
in a way where, it's always the what ifs. You sit back at night, like I'll probably jump on my game and go, wait a minute. Why did we stop that live? I just thought of this or this or this or this. And that's, the podcast is and in my veins, it's growing because I want more. It's like, hey, Richard, what are you doing tonight? Nothing. Hey, you want a podcast? It don't have to be, and I was going to tell Andy this, it don't have to be every, just Sunday nights.
Yeah.
It can be, hey, you know what? Let's get together. We're not doing nothing. And let's talk about the Wolves.
Yeah.
Let's bring on, for instance, I got friend request up the wazoo, thanks to Gino Mini. Hey Gino, what are you doing today? Hey, nothing. I get out of work at 5. What's up? Hey, look, we have nothing going on after 7 o'clock. Would you like to come on?
Yeah.
So, with ending this, it was a lot to talk about. It's probably going to be a big download. But I hope people get information from everything we've done, from the Gino Mini to the Andy Klein to, John Goodrich to a 2.5 hour long video after John Lee's, because there's still more to talk about.
Yeah.
People, hockey does not stop.
Nope.
And if you eat, breathe, and sleep hockey, it is nonstop. Richard can vouch for that. I'm going to end this with, you'll probably see us before the New Year's. You'll probably see us New Year's Eve. Hey!
Phone died.
Well, like Justin and I were saying, like, there's a lot to talk about. Like I told the people, it's been going on for almost 2 hours and 10 minutes. But
Andy,
it's very informative.
Andy, shoot your number in the group chat real quick.
All right, I got you.
It's very informative.
That way we have it.
And I hope the fans and the audience have the patience to sit through this and get the grease on the wheels, thinking, like, them guys, I mean, they're just 3 guys talking about
But the
hockey.
thing is these 3 guys, people don't realize, here we go again, eat, breathe, and sleep hockey. Here we go again. hockey is a sport you can't stop talking about because
Yeah.
there's so much to talk about. Hey, you could go on about the Port Huron Prowlers and go, you know what? I don't want to talk about Port Huron today. I want to talk about bingo. I want to talk about just AJ Galante. I want to bring AJ Galante on one time and go, AJ, how's it going? You know,
He'd be a
Because-
good one, and he's one of them people that I know he'd be all for it.
the thing is AJ, if AJ ever reaches out to this or sees this, you know, sees his name being plastered all over our podcast. This is a podcast. This is just three normal guys, and I think John wants to be a part of it now too. Who knows? But it's growing, right? I was telling him, Gino Mini passed along our Gino Mini interview. Andy, I wish you were there for that one. He sent it to Alex Johnson. He sent it to Matt Graham. He sent it to his parents. He sent it to the Michigan Shadow, who I just tonight, it's a Sunday night, I get like 6 friend requests from Michigan Shadow. I sent a message to Joe Pace. He just responded, anytime you guys want to talk about bus rides, I am more willing to talk
Joe
about
Pace
bus rides.
Mafia, baby.
It's just it's so much to talk about, and it's just like you don't
I've got
want to stop.
I've got a picture that I'll send in our group chat as well. Of it's on a power box outside of Danbury Ice Arena. Mr. Joe Pace had a bunch of stickers created, and it's called the Joe Pace Mafia. There's stories behind it. Bridget told me a little bit of one that she knew of. I mean, they were, for God's sakes, there were even in women's restrooms in certain arenas. I'm just going to leave it at that. Shout out, Mr. Pace.
Like I said, I think we're gonna end this on a very, very high note. And probably we're gonna have
And it's a shame that people have to work tomorrow because I could just fire another one back up, and then
We could go for hours.
exactly.
Richard's over here like, man, I'm tired.
Like I told Richard though, you know, it doesn't have to be Sunday nights.
No.
It could be, hey Andy, you got to work tomorrow? Nope, it's New Year's Eve. Hey Richard, you got to work tomorrow? Nope, it's New Year's Eve. Hey, you guys, after dinner, you guys want to talk podcast for 3 hours?
We can. I'm on to work at 2:00 every day. I got to be up by 4. New Year's Eve, I am more than available. I've got to work at 4:00 the next morning. I got to get up at 4 the next day. So I will be sitting at home that night, enjoying some beverages, waiting for the ball drop. So we can do another one New Year's Eve.
Hey,
Yeah.
and with that being said, though, since it sounds like we set up our next podcast, we have Prowler Hockey that night. We can all turn on Prowler Hockey, podcast the game,
That could work.
and then end the live, and then ring in the
That
new year. I don't have to work after tomorrow. I have the rest of the week off.
Lucky.
I don't know how you have to work on New Year's Day, but
The joys of being a gas station manager making double time. I volunteer.
gas station manager. What gas station? You want to give a shout out?
The mobile out at Wadhams in 94. Great beer selection puts loves to shame.
Oh,
And maybe the boys will come on in and grab a couple beverages to celebrate their New Year's in St. Clair. The next one, actually, no, they're on the road. I am talking out my butt.
have they stopped at the mobile gas station though?
Not yet.
Matt Graham on
They're
your
not-
way back.
Hey, I'll put it this way. They're not a sponsor.
Matt Graham.
I'm a sponsor. Come see your boy.
like Justin said, we're all in a group chat together. Let's pick a day and
Well, I
talk
think we already
again.
got our day picked there, Richard. I think you're sleeping over there already, so you
I
might want to
am.
write it down
I've been
because you
dealing with a
forgot
bug
already.
too, so
Yeah. If anybody don't know, Richard had the poopies. But anyways,
yeah.
You're wrong in so many ways.
yeah. So anyways, yeah. It's been 2 hours and 15 minutes. We've had Andy Klein jump in and out twice now. I don't know
One
what happened. I
connection
think
issue.
he dropped his phone because he wanted a cookie.
Nope, I actually phone died the second time. First time I connection issues.
So New Year's Eve, puck drops at 7:30. She doesn't work. Richard don't work. I don't work.
I'm on it too.
What's that? Do you want to do a 3 p.m. or do you want to do a game cast?
Let's sleep on it and we'll discuss tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm looking out for you, Richard.
So
I don't
we're
work
gonna
that day. I
don't work that day
I go
either.
back until
the
the
5th.
following Monday.
We could probably do. Let's do a 4 o'clock. Because easy. It'll be easy to talk for 3 hours.
Again, hockey. It's easy to talk for 8 hours a day. And then as soon as we get off of here, the group chat's gonna blow up like, hey guys, by the way.
Well, gentlemen, you guys have a happy, joyous New Year and everything like that. So, see you guys Wednesday.
Hey, I got one
See you
thing
Wednesday.
to say. I got one thing to say. Whose house?
What?
Of course you do.
Whose house is this?
Ours.
Ours. Thunder Port here is a lot better than that. Trust me.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Have a good night.
Have a good night, gentlemen.